Hello everybody, it's Christine. It's time for Scraplift Crafternoon. Let me show you the lift. It's by Artful Angels, and she's got this kind of, it's really neat and dramatic. It's got this photo right smack dab in the middle with the white and the black. It's a Snapchat screenshot, it looks like. Not Snapchat, FaceTime. And she has like this mixed media background here with strips of paper that kind of go with a couple little photo strips here. Now she looks like she's stitched here, y'all. I don't do stitching, but I did see a trick not too long ago that I think I might try. And then she's got Better Days Ahead. Now I haven't read her post, but I suspect there was probably some kind of challenging time being maybe discussed or something. I'm not certain. So what I have is, I have my 49 in Market here because I noticed that I technically could have probably pulled out like a Vicky Booten or something, but I don't want to make my own mixed media, I guess is my point. I'm being a little bit lazy here. But it does have this, there's some mixed media pieces. Not this one so much. Maybe this one I'm thinking about. Oops. Because it's kind of mixed media-ish. And then, of course, there's, you know, I can probably find strips in this collection to cut up. I like this a lot. So this might actually be my thing. Although she had various ones. She had some solids too. We'll see. I can mess with it. There's some branding strips and stuff I can use. But anyway, this is the collection I'm gonna use. It's the my goodness, Spectrum Gardenia, and I have that. I chose that, and then I've got this picture here, and I went ahead and did the same kind of picture because I had a FaceTime video screenshot. This was actually the day my dad was admitted to the hospital for having caught the virus. In January 2nd, 2021. And we went through, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, we went through nearly 2 years of really bad stuff. So I love how she's got that Better Days Ahead. I do not know if I have those particular words. I'm going to have to go looking. But if not, I've got letters that I can spell it out. So I'm not really terribly worried about it. And then I had also these little photo strips. So that was all perfect. So I think this may go quick if I get myself organized well enough. That's kind of my hope anyways. So let me I need to get my black and my white too. That's the other thing. I do love that black. I'm not going to lie. But let me get my black and my white cardstock and get myself organized on which paper here. I think, like I said, I think I'm going to use this one. I like these here. And we'll see if I can find, I don't know if I have any scraps in here. It's the only bad thing. Because I think I've used all my scraps. Sorry, I'm off camera, you guys. I'll double check. I'll double check. But I can do that. I can do that. So I'll be back on in just a minute when I have my black and my white, and we'll be back in a second. Okay, you guys. This layout shouldn't have taken me as long as it did, but I kept getting interrupted. I had to get up and move around and stuff. So basically, I've matted my photo on the white cardstock and the black cardstock. And then now I'm just taking this single sheet of paper here, and I'm cutting kind of varying widths. So between 1 inch and 1/2 inch, basically. I'm not even counting or anything. I'm just kind of going 1 inch and then 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch and whatever. I did not cut the lengths yet because I'm going to kind of build the little stack and then trim with the scissors. She had varying different lengths, and she even had them on top of each other and stuff like that. I do a little bit of that, but because I was using a pen instead of stitching, I don't know. I might could have done it better, more so, but I just felt like I was going to cause myself problems if I tried to do too much overlapping. So I do a little bit though. So here I'm just kind of laying my little straps down to kind of, you know, break up the patterns and stuff like that. So probably I should have flipped 1 or 2 of those. I think I do eventually, but anyways, so that's kind of the general sense of it. Now what I'm about to do is take some tear tape and I guess I decided I needed 1 more strip there. I'm going to take some tear tape. And I find this to be an easier way to put down things like this. So, you know, now and again, you'll see designs where you have to do something along this. Oh, wait. So sorry. First, I'm going to score all these guys. So I had seen this on, I think, a recent Instagram. And I think it was Wendy. I'm pretty sure it was her. I can't swear on it, though. I'll try to remember to stick her link to her Instagram down here, but I remember thinking to myself, well, that was really clever. She had taken the papers and like scored the middle and folded them and then drew the pin through the middle. I think it was her, and if so, I'll try to put her link down below. But I thought that was a really clever substitution for having to sew in the middle of a piece of a strip of paper. So that's what I'm going to do. So here's where I'm taking my tear tape, and I'm laying down. I had taken a little pencil mark and thought, okay, this is how wide I think I want it. And so I put the tear tape in between those two pieces. And I'm going to lay these down basically kind of where I think they should go. And then I'll just use my scissors to cut some of them shorter and varying lengths and stuff like that. So I'll lay them, kind of offset and stuff like that. And then I'll take my pen. Now, I didn't think about this, and I laid my ruler down, and it got a hold of the tape got a hold of it. So a couple of these, I'm like, oh, shoot, I can't believe I did that. So I'm just going to use this little... oh my gosh, the name of this brand of this pen. I've used it in my bullet journaling and stuff like that. I can't think of it off the top of my head, you guys. You might can tell by looking at I can't see it, it's so tiny. I've used it quite a bit, actually. It's almost, I kind of might need another one. But anyway, I'm going to use my pen and just kind of draw as if it had been stitched, is my thinking here. So I've already scored them all, and I'm just taking my pen and kind of going along. And I like this. I think this looks kind of neat. I mean, this is not a terribly complicated design. The most of it's just kind of being a little bit, precious with your scoring in the middle, because some of these are really skinny, so it can get tricky to kind of get your score thingy down the middle. And then, of course, just it takes some time to kind of take your ruler and draw your line and all that. But, I mean, I enjoyed the process, and it wasn't terribly complicated, and I think the end result actually looks pretty cool. So I'm able to use a few of the pieces. Most of them I couldn't use because they weren't quite long enough to create a whole nother strip, but a couple of them I was able to use on the far outsides, so not a complete waste on some of these. I probably should have cut some of these out, actually, me doing this. I think I cut over in just a second, because you don't want to see me do the whole kit and caboodle here. I just basically do the same process over and over, but pick different lengths of papers. So now I've got it all down. I used actually that same tape to kind of glue some of it, when it seemed like it was going to lift. And then I actually will come back later. I don't do it on camera, but I'll use Nuvo glue on the very ends so they don't lift either. I did decide the photo needs to be on foam. I don't know 100% if she had hers up on foam, but it just seemed to make sense to me because I did kind of, fold these, and so there's some dimension to them. And then now I'm going to pull out my little photo strips here. This one photo strip, and this was perfect. I mean, it was really easy. I cut it in half and stuck it top and bottom like she had. Now, I will tell you the top one is a little tricky to glue because it's got the little folded pieces, so that was a little bit tricky, but it wasn't terrible. Now, my title's going to be a little bit different. She had Better Days Ahead, and I really liked that, and I hoped I'd had it, but I didn't. But I did have On the Bright Side, and to me, that's kind of a similar sentiment in the sense of so this picture was my dad being taken, it was taken at the hospital. It was a FaceTime, I say picture. It was FaceTime, and I took a screenshot. I had called him because my stepmom had told me, had let us know he was being admitted to the hospital and everything. So I called him to check on him, and he answered, and that's kind of, how he was and stuff. And that was the first day of a very, very, very long battle. So in my mind, I'm going, okay, on the bright side is he's out, right? And I will tell you guys, I'm recording this on April 10th, so I'm a little bit early, a couple weeks early, which I'm so proud of that, by the way. I'm so glad I got back up to my normal lead time here. But as we speak, my dad just got up. They just went to visit my aunt up in Seattle area. And my stepmom, my bonus mom, sent some pictures of them in some snow and by some falls and stuff like that. Now, he's still using a walker and in a wheelchair and stuff like that. He's not really, 100% able-bodied by any means. But to have come from where he was to where he is now is just a miracle. And so that's what I'm saying with my title. In just a moment, I'll put on the bright side. Now, what I've actually done there is taken the date. I noticed that she had a few little kind of odd little wordy bits kind of stuck in there. And I say odd in the sense of just little, kind of just stuck in there. There's kind of interesting little things for your eye to see. It was like, well, that's kind of interesting. I didn't notice that the first time I looked. And then it was like you look a little closer and there's these little wordy bits. And so I took a couple little stickers and stuff like that, but I put the date first. Here's where I'm kind of deciding on that title, which is On the Bright Side. And I actually, like I said, I really kind of like this because on the bright side, he does, get out and they're doing their things again. They were always kind of social butterflies, if I'm honest. She's a social butterfly, and they love the movies and they love out to eat and all that. So he's kind of constantly on the go. I had 2 years there where I got to see my dad basically every week, sometimes several times a week. And now he's running around doing his thing again. So I don't get to see him as often, except by FaceTime. So I'm going to have to use Nuvo glue, though, to glue that title down. That is that rubbery kind of thicker stuff that's not terribly sticky. So I'll come back later. I'm not going to do that on camera to add the glue, but I think this looks really kind of neat, actually. And then I do notice, in a moment, I'll notice that she's got sequins. So I'm going to end up pulling out my sequins. Now, I had several options for my sequins. I actually have a Spiegel Mom Scraps, I think it was called Cool Girl, I almost used. But I also had a bunch of like pinky purple singles. And I thought, you know, she had kind of singles. I'm going to use just some singles. Here's where I'm finding a few little stickers. She had hello on hers. And there's this little baby bit of hello here. So I put that on there. And then I think I put either on this day or something. I don't remember what words I used now. I think I grabbed 2 more off the sticker sheet. This random sticker sheet here. I'm sorry I'm not looking at the layout. I moved into a different room. So I don't remember what I wrote or put on there. But I just noticed that she had some little words. So I put those on there before I run off and get the sequins. And I'll use my Nuvo glue to, is that right? Yeah, because I use my little gun. So I'm going to run off and go get my sequins in just a second because she had hers they were actually a little bit subtle because they were lighter colored, I think. But I got these little bit darker ones. And so I'm just going to put these all around for the fun of it. I didn't see that she really had any journaling on her layout, so I didn't add any here. I may have to do something to the back side to explain. I mean, I put the date, so maybe that's enough, because you can see he's in the hospital. He's got a little face deal, and I put the date on it, so I guess if I'm looking at this and I know the story, then I guess I know exactly what happened there. I'm just kind of thinking in the future. Are people going to know why I even took that picture? And you can see me down in the lower right corner down there. Back in the day, you know, you had to have your mask, so that's down around my chin. I think I was sitting in the lobby, if I'm honest with you. I got up to see him, and he was we weren't allowed. So there's the slowdown. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out the playlist. I'm kind of curious if anybody does any stitching. I feel like Tara might, so we'll see. So you guys check it out and give them some love, and we will see you next time. Bye.